Hi, I'm Victoria Ballou. Your intuition brought you here in this moment to choose a stack of cards, to hear the message that you're supposed to hear today. So, which stack of cards will you choose? Will it be underneath Vesta, my warrior priestess, representing intellect and courage? Or does your message lie underneath this amazing fossilized shell representing growth and permanence? Or perhaps your message lies underneath this beautiful obelisk made of quartz that gives off the most amazing energy and endurance. Which stack of cards will you choose? Trust your intuition, and let's take a look at the first stack. We'll scoot Vesta over onto my Chartre Labyrinth and look at the first card, which represents your overview. This is your energy from a very broad standpoint right now. It's wide rather than deep at this point, but it's very much a canvassing energy representing you at this point. So let's take a look at what we have here. You have the Aeon. This is the Thoth deck that we're using today, that I'm working with. And the Aeon is sometimes known as the Judgment card in other decks. Now, the Aeon goes a little bit beyond that. Aleister Crowley decided to include in the Aeon a much deeper representation of what this card's meaning is. So, for you, this is saying that you have a commanding objectivity right now. It's judgment of yourself from a very objective perspective. And not only you, but everyone else, everything else. So right now, this means that energetically, you're in a place where you are able to look at things, including yourself, very deeply and very broadly, and analyze this objectively, your situation right now. So this is a wonderful position to be in. Amazing energy that you're working with at this point. But as everything in our life goes, we have a challenge here. So the second card is going to be your challenge energy to see what is working with this beautiful Aeon card. Let's take a look at what it is. Interesting, it's another major arcana card. It's called Lust here in the Thoth deck. In other decks, this is known as Strength. So this represents strength, but with passion. This is saying what's challenging you is something that is passionate within you. So while you have this amazing Aeon energy here, this ability to be very objective with what you're working with, generally, there's something challenging you that is not allowing you to feel in your full power. And it's something that is really relates to your heart. It's a passion project is what this energetically feels like. And so while you have this beautiful awareness of what's going on around you, you have this feeling of not being fully in your power because there is something that is not pulling you from your heart as well as your mind. So this is very interesting. The energy, by the way, is off the charts here with these two major arcana cards showing up. Let's take a look at the third card, which is your course of action called for, and will help us understand what you need to do to deal with this really big energy. Wow, you have the Universe card. So this is the highest of the major arcana cards here. And to have the Universe along with the Aeon, along with the Lust card, this is quite a week, quite a day you're having because you have all of this amazing energy happening, this insight and this feeling like you really are tuned in. But your heart is not involved in whatever something is here. And this could be something small, but I really think it's quite big. It has to be big with these major arcana cards here. And, what the Universe card is saying is that you're at the position now that you can level up So this is talking about taking where you are energetically to a new level. It also speaks of wrapping up a project, wrapping up where you are. This represents a conclusion as well as a beginning. So energetically, you have a lot going on here. Wow. If you chose this first stack of cards, this is quite an amazing reading that's come for you, because you are in this position where you really feel like you have things sorted, except there's a real passion project here that isn't that's not firing for you yet. And to do that, to bring this passion back into your life at this moment, you need to recognize that you're ready to wrap up something. This feels like that you're hesitant to conclude something, that you're not wanting to conclude something, and it's very necessary that you do this. And and I understand about being afraid to take a risk, which is energetically what this feels like. But once you embrace this passion that the strength card is talking about, once you enable that strength, you're going to be able to move into such a new realm. Yes, you will be wrapping something up, but you are going to move into a new realm where everything is going to just be even bigger and brighter for you. So don't be afraid to do this. Allow that strength to come through for you, because I can tell you, with the 3 cards that are part of this reading, you have enormous, amazing energy happening for you. So, from a dream symbol standpoint, I would expect with this beautiful energy that's present, but the fact that you have like this limiting energy around allowing all of your strengths to come forth, I think you're flying and in your dream, or trying to fly, and it's not working very well. Flying, of course, is a very common dream that we have, dream symbol that we have, and it occurs very often for us. You're not flying yet, and you should be. Once you address whatever this fear is that is holding you back from embracing this passion that you need to be embracing, this hesitancy you have of embracing whatever this is, you're going to take off and in your dreams flying, and it's going to feel amazing. I really hope you listen to what I'm saying here and address whatever this is that you're feeling so cautious about, because intuitively, intellectually, with this Aeon card, you know that you're right there for this, but it's something is causing you to hold back from it. Don't let it do that. Embrace this and take yourself to the next level. This is all energetically where you are right now. This is very natural for you to take this next step. Allow it. The universe is really wanting you to do this. Okay, let's take a look at the second stack of cards underneath this beautiful fossilized shell. The first card we're going to look at is your overview card, your energy from a very broad standpoint right now. Let's see what's going on with you today. How lovely. You have the Empress, nurturing, mothering, abundance. This is one of those cards that brings, fertility and goodness and life to everything. So this is where you are right now. This is very much your energy. It's very feminine, right? It looks very feminine, but it can absolutely represent male energy if you're a male and you chose this card. This is saying that you're recognizing the abundance in your life, that you are absolutely in this nurturing position right now. And how fortunate for all the people in your life who are interacting with you, because it's a marvelous experience today. But let's take a look at your challenge energy to see what energy is challenging you with this abundance. Okay, it's very interesting. You have the Princess of Discs. If you look closely at this card, Princess of Discs is actually pregnant. So this, with the Empress card, this being your challenge card, as we look at your Empress as the overview, couple of big things I'm aware of right here. And, let's just go into the first one that is just glaring, and that is that you could be having problems becoming pregnant. And this is clearly something that is showing up in these cards, that you are ready to become pregnant, to have a family. Again, if you're male, you're ready to do this. But there's something there's an obstacle here. There's something that's blocking that. And that's what, the Princess of Discs is saying here as it comes up with the Empress. And so I'm really glad that you chose this stack of cards, if this is what you're dealing with energetically, because Princess of Discs also represents new beginnings, and that's what I really want you to understand here. And so if you are being challenged in this area of your life, recognize that while this is a challenge, there's also hope here because of what she is representing. New identity, new horizons, everything possible is new here. You can bring newness into your life. And if it's not a pregnancy that you're working with energetically here, this is saying that whatever abundance you're feeling from a very broad overview standpoint, there's something that is hindering that. You're not allowing it all the way, which you absolutely need to. Whether it's embracing something in your life that's personal or that could be job related, you need to allow whatever this new aspect is. It feels like a new idea if we're talking about this second option here. It feels like a new idea that maybe you're hesitant on. Allow this to come through, right? Don't just talk about it or just think about it. Actually begin to put this in action, and don't be afraid to do that. So that's why we have the third card here, your course of action called for. Let's see, given these two major aspects of what the Empress overview and the Princess of Discs challenge is showing us, let's take a look at what your course of action called for is. Okay, Knight of Swords. This is energy that's intellect, that's thinking, right? That's what swords are all about. And the Knight of Swords, he is on a mission. And again, of course, this is gender neutral energy here. This is directed, goal-oriented energy. And this is what you need to be doing right now in order to address this challenge energy. So if we put this card with the Empress, with the Princess of Discs, we see what the message is here. This is what your intuition, your subconscious is wanting you to know right now. And that is, you must embrace this new idea. Whatever it is, you need to give birth to it. If you've been hesitant to put it into action, put it into action. Do what it takes to make it happen, to manifest this. You just need to put your foot forward. You need to put that energy out there and begin working on it, even if it's just a first step today. And if this is regarding a pregnancy, then you need to keep moving forward with your desire to be pregnant, your desire to have a family. Don't give up yet. The Knight of Swords always completes the mission. And this is saying, do not give up hope, and use your mind, use your intellect to think of the possibilities that are available to you. This is a spread that speaks about recognizing the abundance that's within you right now, and give birth to anything and everything that is possible, because everything is possible. Now, from a dreaming standpoint, of course you're dreaming about giving birth or being pregnant. And again, if you're males are pregnant in dreams all the time because it represents new ideas, having a new idea. That's being pregnant. Giving birth, of course, is all about bringing a new idea into your physical existence. And of course, difficulty with a birth, with the pregnancy, just represents the difficulty of bringing an idea into existence. So I want you to really think about where you are here, because if it's not a physical pregnancy, then you need to recognize what that idea is that you're wanting to give birth to. And I really hope that you do move forward on this, because the energy of the universe is with you to help to help this move forward in a very successful way. All right, let's take a look underneath this beautiful obelisk at the third stack of cards. The first card represents your overview, your energy from a broad standpoint right now. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Two of Discs, change. Couple of things going on here. Yes, change is happening right now for you, and it's a balancing act. I know that. And it probably revolves around money or property or some sort of physical, material aspect that you're trying to find your stability with here. That's what this card is saying. It is possible to find that balance, but you are having to work with it right now. So that's why we have the challenge card, to take a look at specifically what energy is challenging you in this area and to see how you can deal with it. Let's take a look. Okay, it's the Magician. This is giving us an answer right here, because the Magician, of course, can make amazing magical things happen, especially in the area of communication. The Magician has a unique toolbox, gifts that are uniquely his or hers. And this is what your challenge is to recognize what your unique toolbox holds and how to put these tools to use. And that is how you're going to address this Two of Discs change card. The Magician can be a trickster too. And so I want you to realize that this means you need to be very realistic with yourself as you're looking at your gifts and recognizing your specific talents, and move forward with them in a realistic way. So that is challenging you at this point. That's why we're going to take a look at the third card, your course of action called for, to see the action that you need to take to bring these unique talents out to help you gain this balance that you need right now. Awesome. It's the Art card. In other decks, it's called Temperance. And what this card specifically represents, Aleister Crowley, who created this deck, took this a little bit further than the Temperance card in other decks. And what he's saying here, we're dealing with spiritual alchemy here. This is an alchemist right here, two faces of, alchemy representing the duality in nature. And then we have this beautiful golden cauldron with these two little creatures on either side of it, representing opposing forces, energy that is not aligned. And yet by combining, each of them putting in their unique talents into this cauldron, they create a dynamic new third energy aspect, property that brings abundance into your life. So this is your course of action called for. In order to gain the balance that you're needing in your life with something on a very material plane, something that's probably finance related, it also feels like it could be property related, you need to look at what your individual talents and gifts are and bring them out. Allow them to come into use. Utilize them. And communication is definitely part of what needs to happen here. And that means if you have two things that seem completely opposite in your life that you would think would never go together, or two people that you would never think of bringing together to create a dynamic situation that could work, that's what you need to be doing here. That's exactly what needs to happen. You may know what this is instantly, or you may need to think about it, but trust me when I tell you that there are two very different things in your life, maybe within yourself, maybe two very different talents that you never thought of combining to create this dynamic third. So that is what this art card means. It's all about bringing these very different forces, people, ideas, whatever this is. That's what this card is talking about, bringing them together to create this magical, alchemical potion that will bring something dynamic and new into your life that's going to help you tremendously. All right, so from a dreaming standpoint, I cannot imagine what you would be dreaming except for you're probably on the water. That would be my guess. And I'm thinking the water, of course, represents conscious life experience, which means that you're trying desperately to integrate these elements into your life and find this balance. But you're probably on a boat that's rocking. If it's a ship, then this is representing a big organization that you're involved with, right? But if it's a boat, this can probably just be you. And if you're on the water, it's probably choppy water that you're trying to find this place where you're feeling comfortable and balanced. This is what you need to do. And the water's going to calm down in that dream once you bring out these talents of yours. Think about your unique talents and bring them out and allow them to bloom and blossom and become very much uniquely you. That's how you're going to resolve this balance issue that you're dealing with right now. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below because I always enjoy hearing from you. And I invite you to subscribe to my magazine, Astrologic Magazine, at astrologicmagazine.com, because you can find more articles on tarot and dream interpretation, astrology, as well as so many other metaphysical subjects like how to heal with sound, things like soul awakening, which goes into past life regression, all sorts of really interesting articles that bring ancient science into modern practice. So I invite you to subscribe to that. And you can also book private readings with me for either tarot or dream interpretation or both anytime you want by going to my website, victoriaballou.com. I want to wish you a fabulous week and thank you for joining me.